boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Bobble Marathon! I've been looking forward to this one for quite some time now.
My memory is a little bit fuzzy, so let me try to remember as much as I can. It was 2020 when I first saw the first live-action Sonic movie. It was okay, but I wanted the trap of being a buddy road trip movie. I did into a spur restaurant, and there they had an arcade. While I was about to choose something else, Puzzle Bobble 2 was just so happened to be playing. It looked engaging, it looked eye-catching, so I played and I fell in love. Love with all my heart.
In fact, I'm getting all giddy even thinking about it.
After the surprise smash hit of the first game, Bristol was naturally in development. And just like for the first one, that's it. The later games have pretty much next to nothing in terms of development.
That was the case for back in 2020 and I'm still shocked it's the case now.
Unlike last time, however, this time they did actually manage to make changes to Puzzle Bobble 2, starting off by changing the name to Bust a Move Again. I still think it's a dumb name. They instead replaced them with Master Hand's Rejected Brothers. The Bubble Shooter is more mechanical, as if that's supposed to make it cooler somehow. The backgrounds have been changed to be more psychedelic and weird. It makes me feel unsafe.
And they changed the music! You bastard! You can't do that! Bubble 2! Oh, let me at him! Let me at him!
You monster!
Thankfully, nowadays, the original is more common to find.
Thank goodness too, I couldn't go through another cat. Oh, not again.
Fun fact, did you know that despite sticking out more than the dinosaurs in the Jurassic Park sequels, the CGI Bob actually does serve a point, as it connects to the first cutscene you see in the Versus mode. Unlike last time, I'm actually going to start off with the Versus mode. At this point in the franchise, Versus mode is the new bread and butter, as what used to be the bread and butter isn't even the thing the game puts you on before choosing. The game's story is as simple as a Mario game. As Bob was strolling around, he noticed monsters stealing all of the stores on the behalf of someone else.
Who is that someone else? You'll just have to wait and see. But to those who played Bobble, it should be obvious.
But here's the part that never really made sense to me. If Monster was the one who stole the stars, then how come once I beat him, the bag isn't there anymore? What the heck? Where did the bag of stars go?
And for that matter, How did the bag get transported from monster all the way to the final boss? When we beat him, he was far away from the boss.
It is a magic nanny bag!
In fact, where he is in the map was where Bob caught him after catching up to him when first telling him to stop stealing the stars. So how the heck did the bag of stars get to the final boss? Maybe it was Felix's magic bag in disguise.
Throughout the game, you meet a cast of colorful characters as they interact in cutscenes. These I adore a lot. It allows to see character personality shine in action. Some are cute, some are sad.
But if anything happened to him, I would kill everyone in this room and then myself.
Some are choco funny.
Entree, I already ate, young fella. What kind of a joint is this, Dump? What do you think you're looking at, huh? Hey, what's the idea of throwing me pipe away?
But you know, with the amount of times Bob got hurt, you'd think they followed Fink's comedy philosophy. And with the way that Bob's pupils vanish sometimes, it makes for some creepypasta material. The game is identical to the first, down to the objective being the same. However, unlike the first game, the controls have been made a lot better. No more of the sluggish feelings or persist for aiming. And Bob is one and whole again. I guess Professor Fink's out of job. The graphics have been made a lot more brighter and colorful while making the animations a lot better. In this game, they actually move a lot more flawlessly and less video game-y. At times it can feel like a legit cartoon being brought to life. My personal favorite include whenever you get a team losing and whenever trash bubbles get added to you. It looks like he's doing the courage scream.
You know what? Here's my top 3. I cannot trust myself to stop it, but for now, I should try it. Not before! Okay, I actually need to talk about the gameplay.
You get 3 difficulty: easy, normal, and hard. In terms of how much of the game you get, the only difference comes in easy, where they only give you 5 stages before telling you to try the other difficulties. Normally I hate when games do this. 16-bit Konami games are especially guilty of this, but in this instance, since they only give you 3 stages, it's less of them teasing you and more of a friendly reminder to be able to get more of the game. The gameplay remains mostly the same, but it's been tightened up and actually made faster. It's got some kind of addictive feeling the first game could only merely scratch the itch of. In fact, the people who did the game's box, creepy front cover aside, has this. So addictive, it should be illegal. Woo!
I don't know about the last part, but it's certainly a lot more addictive. Wait, does that mean that I'm going to jail? Nah, it's just stupid.
With that being said, there is a difficulty that only rises to be even harder for the already hard opponents in the hard. Don't know what I mean by that? Well, it's simple. You see, some are easy to defeat, some are not. But for some reason, the ones that are most commonly hard to defeat are the ghosts and some of the creatures. No, I'm not kidding. I usually die to these gals more than any others. Again, with a few exceptions. And I honestly don't get why. I mean, hooray for all 3 infamous fedora-wearing feminists, but like I said, I don't get why this was done. In fact, it leads into a big problem I have with the versus mode. It's inconsistent. It can never make up its mind on whether or not it wants you to have a good time or kick your ass. Which would be fine in small bursts, but not for the whole fucking versus mode. I should probably talk about who conducted all of this star-stealing mumbo-jumbo to begin with. Well, sit tight as I review Eliz. A cyborg robot?
Ah, I knew AI would enslave us all.
Actually, it turns out to be Drunk from the first puzzle Bobble from Bobble. I still can't get over that name. It's like naming your daughter prostitute.
What did he want with those stores? I don't know. Why did he take them in the first place? I don't know. It's never explained, but at this point, it doesn't matter.
Because number one, just like the both of his faces are tough, really tough. You could crack open like a nutcracker. Both faces are so tough. And 2, probably the most noticeable thing you may have already noticed, is this kick-ass music.
Woohoo! Yes!
As the stars go up in the sky from this neat drawing, a nostalgic, overpowering, satisfyingly, emotionally manipulative music plays, and it just... Thank you so much for playing the game. Some fun we had as well as some frustrations, but it was all worth it. Was some fun addictive time. This is the magic of Puzzle Bobble 2. While the credits roll, you get to see some of the character sprites messed around with. Some are cute, while others, I'd be careful if I were. I wouldn't want to get screen locked.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute!
Who are you?
The next mode is something a lot more akin to the first game, puzzle mode. However, this time there's a path you can always choose between, meaning the replayability is a lot more than the first. Yes! Thank you! Now I have an actual reason to keep going, and that's on top of the game being addictive as it is. Also, since they made backgrounds distinct enough compared to the first game, they no longer mess together. Thank you. You've got a beach, a New Orleans city, Africa Savannah. That is already far more than I could remember in the arcade version of the first game, even if they are still painfully picky with the colors they give you. But what makes it worth it for me is the fact that you can get multiple different endings depending on the path. You can become king, you can have friends, you can be at the arcades, you can find treasure, you can win the Medal of Honor, and you can even be married. Final thing to talk about would be the multiplayer. At first it would appear to be the same as the first, and to some extent it is.
On the other hand, I had a lot more fun with this version of the mode. It's a lot more chaotic, it's a lot more Cocoa Puffs. When I think of Puzzle Bobble versus mode, this is what I think of. Even if I will get my revenge, Rogan. I rule as the king of Puzzle Bobble. And another thing that always comes to my mind is the game's soundtrack. Yeah, this is the game with my favorite soundtrack. Along with Kazuko Umino from the first game comes two new composers, Nobuhiro Fukawa and Shuichiro Nakazawa. Something must have clicked between the three because man are these so much better than anything in the first game. They're far more upbeat and lively than the first game's nighttime lullabies. I just find them a lot more memorable. If your personal favorite of mine include the intro, my second favorite rendition of Pow Pow Island, Willen's theme, Monsters theme. And that's not even all of my favorite music. In the end, it's no secret that I absolutely love this game. From all the right changes to all the brand new additions. This is a sequel done right. And we're not even done yet because as it turns out, in December 1995, a holiday expansion was only released in Japan. It's simply titled Puzzle Bobble 2X. Oh, 2 times, I get it. The background for the intro changed when Bob and Bob dance on the screen, which is cute. And if you don't do anything on the title screen, you get this adorable sepia slideshow. All while Santa drunk comes over to town. Ho ho ho, ho ho. Merry Xmas? No, I wish it was already Christmas. They also did something just as adorable for New Year. I just wish they used a different set of sepia art. Versus mode is the same. I mean, I could talk about the exclusive X difficulty, but all it boils down to is a slightly, and I mean slightly, difficult version of hard. So this time I'm focusing on the real meat, puzzle board. Along with familiar ones, brand new levels were also added along with brand new themes. The more the merrier, I say, but honestly I wish they added more levels to the versus mode as well, because honestly the Jazz Jackrabbit games had more to do in their holiday expansion than this. They were more in theme with the holiday throughout the whole thing, with brand new levels. If Puzzle Bobble 2X did this with the whole game instead of just sprinkling it around, there would be a lot more with substance to the game. But as it is, nah, you're not missing out. which leaves with the version I edited in the original video, the gameplay version. You may remember that on top of using a clip of Ms. V, the hammer scene for no reason, you may remember as well that I was a big fan of this version. But then again, there's a reason I'm giving a proper look. This is Puzzle Bobble 2 for Game Boy.
For starters, the graphics took a noticeable downgrade. For what they tried to downsize, it looks decent. However, the controls are a different story entirely. They feel about as stiff as the SNES version of the first game, but here it's slightly worse. It doesn't help that it's especially easier to slip up when trying to squeeze a bubble in between two. Ah, damn it. There's only 2 modes in this version, puzzle and versus mode. The CPU can be tough, if not tougher than the arcade, which I guess was done to keep its portable nature, but there are better ways of doing that. The music is okay, even if personally nothing can top the original. I don't know. I don't get why I fussed over an underwhelming port. It's not bad for a format. It just doesn't hold a candle to the OG. Puzzle Bobble 2 for me is that one game I can truly never get sick of. It doesn't matter how long it's been since I played it or for how long I have been playing. As long as I can pick up and have fun, that's already a success for me.
And hey, the game does that in spades. But remember to always show love and appreciation. It doesn't matter to who or what. Your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your cat, your dogs, or even that one in media that absolutely resonates with you.
Make sure you show it off.